Welcome to the Cosmic Kickback for the first time ever. We've been off for about 2 months now. We did some rebranding, but we're back. We're calling ourselves the Cosmic Kickback. We finished our Kickstarter. We were just calling ourselves just a podcast, but we're back. Hopefully more consistently now. Cosmic Kickback, and let's get right into it, Nick.
Yeah, just a couple side notes. We have social medias now, and I might start putting up monthly highlights if we're really consistent with it, of just the funniest moments. But
make sure to follow us. We got the link in the description, and today we got our guest Cody,
the best guest.
It's his first appearance. You're the first episode of the official name Cosmic Kickback. You're the first guest.
Do you feel honored?
It makes sense.
It does?
It just does.
Yeah.
Insert applaud.
All right.
Or you just moved the whole
thing. All right. So,
so what's been going on, dude? We've actually missed a lot since that whole Area 51 thing happened.
Oh yeah.
A couple of movies have dropped.
A lot of movies have dropped.
Do you want to?
Mr. Beast is
got to the movies
no, I'm kidding.
Do you want to talk about some of the things we missed briefly?
Yeah, let's actually just kind of gloss over everything that we've missed.
Okay. Well, Spider-Man's back.
Oh yeah, he left and came back.
Do you believe they said Tom Holland was instrumental in making him come back to the MCU? They were they said that he contacted Disney's president and Sony's, and they were like, "Come on,
fucking job."
Yeah, yeah. He got two parents divorcing and made them come back.
What? Oh, no, I thought you meant his parents got some. Bro, that must have sucked.
That's why he was
he lost his job.
No,
his parents got divorced.
No. Do you believe that? Do you think he really was just because they were saying...
I would. I mean, bro.
I would do it too, but do you think that's true, or do you think they're just saying that?
Well, because he probably had a contract with them, and then Sony was like, we're going to take it back over, and he probably just knew that shit wouldn't do well. And he's like, well, I'm contract... he's like, I'm obligated to, stay with them, but if they're going to do
What if he was just I'm just not going to do it, guys?
He could probably see it as, ruining his career.
And they could just be
when it first started, he unfollowed Sony, So, I mean, that's...
They're probably in their offices, it says right here that we own you now. It's no, I'm not going to do it unless he gets Disney back. They just couldn't do it.
But it's only a 2-movie deal. It's...
What? Dude, he said he wanted to play it, he would do 3 trilogies, which sounded crazy. But
well, there's...
Imagine me being 40.
They're finishing up, they're doing another Spider-Man solo. It's Spider-Man 3. They're finishing that trilogy off the cliffhanger. And then the other one isn't a Spider movie. It's an untitled movie. So Avengers or something like that. So they haven't announced exactly what it is.
It's gonna be the universe one.
That's
all the Spider-Man.
Some people. There's rumors that people are saying.
Toby's just in a wheelchair. It's take y'all fucking long.
Now they gotta bring back Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
Andrew Garfield was okay.
They gotta do a
Spider-Verse. I think his had the best effects for their time, but his Spider-Man came off such a douchebag.
Yeah, they made him a skater boy.
Yeah, as opposed to a nerd.
It's a Visco boy.
Yeah.
It's
and I.
Go.
No, they
okay.
No, the people are saying some people think that they're going to make the second one be a Spider-Verse type movie, and it's gonna be multiverse type stuff, and then he's gonna go into Sony's thing, and then he's gonna leave the MCU.
He's gonna be roasting it like Deadpool.
I hope that doesn't happen.
That's a terrible transition, but that sounds like something Sony would do.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
Dude, I was only excited that Sony got Spider-Man because I was like, oh, now Venom and him can actually be a thing.
It could. I heard another rumor that they said when they first met to make a new contract, when it didn't go well, and they left without making a new contract. When that first happened,
no cap.
Whenever
I'm capping this.
one of the things was said that Sony was okay, we can make a new contract, but you got to use Venom in the MCU, and Disney was bro, no, we're not bringing him in. And they were alright then, and then they.
I like the solo film, but it's kind of weird that Tom Hardy is 30 years old, so it's a 30-year-old is bullying a high schooler. He's come on. How would they make that rivalry?
We have an audience.
That's why I was laughing. This dude.
This time in the podcast, we have a live audience.
We have a new cameraman. We upped our budget with our Kickstarter. Don't do anything. Don't say hi. Stay behind it. Don't.
Oh no!
What is he? That is a hydro flask.
We're gonna have to do
that. Never mind.
Just give up.
You're gonna have to do some editing in this.
It's like when you forget the sponsor.
Nah, not really. I kind of just keep it.
You want to keep all the stuff?
Yeah.
When you forget to sponsor the video, it's like hey, make sure. The camera guy's just like, hey,
It's like pushing us in.
talk about the beauty
What else?
Spider-Man.
Do you have anything else you want to say to that?
That area. I was gonna go straight to Area 51. I don't know. I didn't really. Because like I wasn't really planning on watching a lot of Marvel movies for this upcoming phases. Because like I just didn't really care for it after the Infinity whole era, I guess.
Endgame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was only gonna follow the Spider-Man movies. So I was like, after he left, I was like, oh damn, like that sucks. But I'll probably watch whatever movie Sony puts out. And then,
You were just gonna hop over.
The only thing I was excited
I followed
about,
the character. I can get.
I was gonna cut off Sony.
Dude,
everyone was like,
the easiest solution would be if like every single Marvel fan was just like fuck Sony and they just like cut it off.
I heard that like Disney was the one. Dude, Disney's like a huge like mega corporation. Yeah. Sony's one of the smaller out of all these big like Google, Apple, and like Disney could have just been like, all right, we'll just split it half. Like, why do we care? We make like $1 billion out of our live action movies.
They asked for half. Sony didn't want it.
They probably just knew that. Like,
what? Yeah. I heard that it was the other way around.
No, they were saying.
I didn't expect Sony to be like, can you give us more?
Well, no, Sony was getting paid 100% of it.
Oh, really?
Their first contract, Sony was getting all the funds. Marvel was funding the movie, and Sony was keeping all of the money. Marvel only got money from the merchandise, so the toys and stuff like that. So that they still got a good amount of money from that, but they didn't get any of the billions that the movies made.
Well, and they got the money like in the Avengers, right?
Yeah, they got that.
Get that stuff.
Yeah, they got that.
Wait,
I'm sure Sony got
made money off that movie, right? Not just because he was in it, they took all the revenue.
No, they didn't take all of those ones.
Like,
those ones they got, yeah.
That stonks, bro.
But like,
had that, like scene.
Homecoming and Far From Home, Sony got all of it. So when they renegotiated, Marvel was saying, I think at first they wanted 50-50.
Why would Sony care?
Sony said no.
If I was Sony, I'd be like, these guys are gonna pay for it. Like they're gonna take care of everything. Like we messed shit up in the past. Like we don't have to worry about anything now. Like they're just gonna do it. And like we still get paid too.
And it's because they want to do their Spider-Verse thing. I think
that was good.
They want to do a Sinister Six movie.
If they keep focusing on the animated Spider-Verse movie, they could build something really cool with that. Just animated.
Yeah, that movie's good.
Even though it took a while to make.
That's the first good Spider-Man movie they've done since
I really enjoyed it, dude. Plus the soundtrack. Like, I think a lot of movies nowadays, except for like...
You capping?
Guardians.
Take that shit.
A lot of movies nowadays, with the exception of like Guardians, Baby Driver, maybe like Edgar Wright's movies like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, they lack like just like a dedicated album. Well, Black Panther had an album, and that just like makes the movie even better. That like after you watch it, you can listen to like the soundtrack and be like, oh yeah, this movie rocks. I'm still thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, but there's people that have like used the Guardians soundtrack for their weddings.
Okay, that's kind of cringy. After a while, everyone kept playing it. I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I can't. If I listen to that fucking Ooga Chaka song one more time, I'm gonna punch somebody." But like, they were good for it when I listened to them. I was like, "Oh shit,
that sounds good."
Everybody hopped on.
You start singing? No. Alright, bro. So news wise,
Area 51.
That Area 51 thing. So y'all should know unless you're living under a rock. There was this whole Facebook event where this dude literally just said like, let's raid Area 51. If there's enough of us, like, what is the government gonna do?
They can't stop all of us.
And so like I kept up with it like weekly, like every now and then when I went on Facebook, I just checked it for fun, and it went from like 30K to like 5.4 million.
Yeah.
I think.
Did you say you were going?
I was a maybe. Because I was actually considering going just to watch.
They had like a rave there.
Yeah,
I wish I would have went for that. Yeah, well, like I mean, I don't go to raves, but like that's probably gonna be in history. Like it's like, oh, like you remember that rave or the rave at Area 51?
That's only ever gonna happen once, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Next time the government's gonna be like, no, guys, like they're gonna be setting up the stage and they're like,
well, did you see on the day it happened? They had like a news people out there, and then the dude Naruto ran right behind.
Yeah. Okay, so I heard that only 200 people showed up in the morning, and then it grew to like 2,000, and that was it.
For real? That's
and like all these news people were there. That would have been funny if all these news people came and nobody showed up. They're just like, fuck Jerry.
It's out there, like,
bro, it's cool that some people actually went. If it's people that actually like flew there for it, then those people are like, those are legends right there. Legends, bro. Yeah, if you just live in the area, it's like,
right. Dude, that guy's like immortalized in all these memes.
Yeah.
God, dude. Well, what else happened?
We missed that a lot, dude.
I
feel like there was a lot of movies, not Marvel. Like
we never talked about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was supposed to be the next episode, but
like nothing too mainstream. Like no really mainstream movies came out.
Oh, dude, Martin Scorsese is coming out with
that was good movies
on Netflix.
Oh, and he is it the Irishman?
Dude,
Yeah.
And it's gonna be Pesci, Joe Pesci, and De Niro, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be classic.
Is it out yet?
He does a lot of mob movies, but still.
Yeah. Well, he just.
I guess he's a good writer.
But we can talk since we've talked a lot about like comic book movies. One thing he said. Did you hear about what he said about Marvel?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I agree with him a little bit
because I've always some movies.
I've always thought like I don't want to just break down Marvel movies like yeah they're entertaining but like they're nothing compared to these but like it's like yeah they're really good. He described it really well. He just called them like theme parks.
Yeah, I mean
of movies, and it's not cinema.
He can say whatever he wants. I mean like.
He's gonna die.
In a way, I think it's kind of like it's. I don't want to. I like his movies, and obviously he has. I don't want to shit on him.
He's not gonna see.
It might. Well, yeah, if he does, I'm roasted. I'm just kidding. No, but no, I feel bad because there are good Marvel movies. There are like, bro, like, and I think like the Russo brothers, like, dude, the Winter Soldier. That movie is like actually good. Like you can watch that by itself without any of the other ones. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, like that's not. It's like a theme park. I could see that. You know, it's just like fun. But like James Gunn, both of his Guardians movies, especially to me, I really like the second one. He wrote all of that. He made these characters like they're good movies by themselves that just use characters from comics. You know, and I feel like if I made a movie like James Gunn or somebody like that, and I actually put like a lot of like my soul, my heart and soul into this, because you can tell that. The second one is like about like a father and a son, and like the whole thing goes through it.
That moment really touched me though. Like even when he was
exactly.
like, it's like, what's the point of living if you're just not going to dominate?
Exactly.
And he's just like, dude, like.
And what I'm saying is like, yeah. And when you say like, oh, like that's not cinema, I think that's kind of a big insult. Like if I was James Gunn, I'd be like, yo, like dang, because he probably looks up to him. He probably looks up to Scorsese.
Yeah.
And then hearing that, I'd be like, damn, bro.
Did y'all ever
I'd probably just clap back and be like, bro, write another movie that's not about moms.
Did y'all ever talk about that whole Twitter thing that happened with James Gunn? Where they were like going to take him off the next...
I think that
bro, I heard that was all just for show. They fired him.
Yeah.
He went to start the Suicide Squad, which I'm also excited for.
Yeah.
And then
we didn't talk about...
And then they brought him back.
He's supposed to be taking that over as well.
I thought we talked about...
We did, but since then, like just like a couple weeks
really
ago...
happened except the cast list got released.
Yeah, that's the biggest
Dude, I think
thing.
Michael Rooker's going to play King Shark. Did you bring him up in the last one?
Yeah,
I think
think
like episode 3.
Because there was rumors on who's going to be in there. There was the rumor that Idris Elba was going to replace Will Smith as Deadshot. Mm-hmm. I've heard now that he's going to be like some people have said Bronze Tiger. Some people have said some other character. There was actually a leak. I could look it up right now if you want. There was a leak and somebody claims that they have inside information on who's playing who, and they have like the entire list. Because James Gunn just released like the cast list. He didn't say who was playing who. Mm. You know the returning people are going to play the same character.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that happened, Birds of Prey trailer.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. But at first I was confused because I was like, I thought Cheetah was going to be here, but I was thinking about the Wonder Woman movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember we like our first episode. We were talking about something, and the whole time you were talking about Cheetah, and I was like, no, you talking about like that's in Wonder Woman. You were like, oh shit, and you're like, yeah.
I should bring that up.
That's good, bro.
I think this year though I'm gonna like watch a lot more like DC movies because I really like their stories.
Have you watched Titans?
No, dude, that's on the subscription thing, right?
Yeah. I use.
He uses.
I use. I don't think any FBI agents are gonna watch this. I'm not gonna say the website.
Shout it out.
Dog, it's cool.
Shout them out.
Well, it's
hopefully
weird.
they'll sponsor us.
The illegal website.
It's like Pirate Bay.
It's like
Is it Pirate Bay?
www1.
Yeah, what the hell? You have it memorized. I don't know. It's something weird. Do you have it on your phone? Or what?
I think so.
I use this website called Soap Today. It has like all the TV shows.
There's 2 websites I use. One has movies and TV shows, and they usually have most of the stuff. And then the other one is just movies. So if like that one doesn't have the movie I'm looking for, I go to the other one.
Was it www1.4.1movies.is?
I think that's
so many dots, bro.
The FBI don't search for that many dots.
Yeah.
You give up after 2. They're like,
like www dot like elite like torrent
Well, I saw season 1 of Titans.
Call it in.
I think I told you in one of our other episodes to watch Titans and to watch Doom Patrol.
I still haven't watched Doom Patrol. They were introduced in season 1 Titans.
Yeah, they had
a couple episodes where they were like introduced.
Because Beast Boy was
we
with
talked a lot about it, like movies in the first episode.
I think Titans is pretty good.
Movies is like my favorite thing to talk about. I love movies.
I like
bro.
Titans.
I like other stuff. Well, let's think of other stuff that hasn't happened besides movies.
Music. There's a lot of music that
Donald
got
Trump.
The XL Freshman
Donald Trump
got released.
Oh, the
ciphers.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of
I
those?
did not. I don't know who any of them.
All
Oh
right.
wait, was the baby on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went off. and
He's
then-
like the only one I think that I know.
Baby,
Yeah, because he like went on for like 2 minutes, bro.
was that was his freestyle, right?
Yeah, I don't know how the DJ was
They like
Come
they
on,
switched the was that the one where they switched the beat at one point and then he's just like he just changes it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Wait, what was is this the one where some dude like said something about like a Tyrannosaurus Rex and there was memes about it?
No, that's like that's just an actual meme.
That's an actual meme.
Yeah, that's an
I thought he
actual
actually
SoundCloud
was
rap.
just like Tyrannosaurus.
No, if he did that shit would have been legendary, bro. That would have been like that. I'm like, is that bars? It's funny.
I thought that was real.
No, but we had
man.
the baby, Meg Thee Stallion. All these freshmen, I think last year for the freshman class, I was like, bro, these are all clowns. I'm not gonna listen
Y'all
to
heard
them.
Yeah.
And then like this year, I'm actually kind of listening to some of the freshmen.
Y'all heard of Cap Gold?
Oh yeah, the dude that lives here.
He was in my speech class.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
Terrell. He was in our speech
Wait, that's
class.
Terrell?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You didn't know Cap Gold was Terrell?
I thought his rap name was
Terrell
something
Cortez.
else. I thought it
Cap
was.
Gold.
I thought he called himself something else.
No,
That's him,
Yeah.
bro. He follows like
He-
everybody.
He actually he made it on the World
Yeah.
Star like on their YouTube channel. He made it on one of them and it
Bro,
has
you
like
could low-key get on there. You just spit, bro.
Yeah, I used to joke with them in our speech class. I'd be like, "Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna say my rap name on here. I don't got all the social media handles taken."
Recipes to a dinosaur, nigga. Pterodactyl with a T-Rex. T-Rex
Wait, bro, can we
Sorry.
bring up that gym video really quick? Just cause like,
Oh, just because I played.
Just
One thing that happened.
This was actually old though.
It's old.
Yeah, it's been around. I just showed you guys it the other day.
it's like last night we were like hanging out with our group, and we were just watching like gym fails because we were all just talking about the gym, and you showed us like dudes just like failing at squats, and it was that dude.
Bro, put the video up.
I'll put it up. Dude, pull it right now.
You want to play it? Like what? Okay.
You can't just.
I'll
add
sync it up.
He'll sync it up.
We have to react to it genuinely.
Oh well, just thinking about it. Is
Oh god.
Dude, I was squatting today and I like added weight.
Yeah, you said the
I was low-key, like,
Snapchat. You were like,
yeah.
"I'm gonna drop it."
Oh, here we go.
Wait.
Play it again.
How much was he doing? How much? Come down on his neck.
You see, he hit his knee at one point when he was
It's
coming
like
down.
He
Yeah.
comes down and he goes out of frame, and then you see him like come up, and he's just stiff, like holding his back, and then he just like falls back, and like all the people run up, and they're just like, "Yo,
Oh,
That lady walked up like,
yeah."
Dude.
Imagine hearing that.
"Are you
in the
done with your
gym.
set?"
Because usually in the gym you'll hear weight slam, so imagine you hear it slam, but then you just hear like, "Ah," and you're just like, "Bro."
Oh,
I'd probably be
man.
confused where it's coming from and then help him. I
I
wouldn't
would
be like,
just start looking around and be like, "Yo."
bro, what if he was just like sandwiched but like this way, Like
pretty
his-
much, he almost did.
head to his ankles, just like it's like a fucking chair, bro.
Back to the. I wanted to.
Yeah, back to the topic.
Back to real stuff, not just funny stuff. The Martin Scorsese thing. I think
yeah.
that's kind of like a oh, bro, this old head, bro. Like in a way.
It's old.
Like in a way, because like he has he has good movies. You know?
Yeah,
like, there's
yeah,
no
dude, like
denying that.
Heat and,
But the
like,
thing is, like bro,
good fellas.
I get that like the theme park thing, like a lot of them can be considered that. But there's, I think, but did you? I don't think he's in the movie like watching like he's like, bro, like Captain America's worthy, and he was just like I don't think he.
Like, oh my god.
There's no way he cares. Like, so I don't really care.
I think it's just like the transition of like Hollywood, dude.
Yeah.
Even I was writing a video on this. Like even when Star Wars came out, like the what is it called, dude? The Guild Actors of America,
They didn't consider it like
the Guild Writers of
cinema?
America, something like that, like the screenwriters,
Mhm.
Guild of America. That's what it is. They revoked George Lucas's membership because like they just didn't consider that cinema. Now,
Yeah.
like, Star Wars is bigger than like anything that came out in the 70s.
And now people are like,
And then like
everyone watches.
we're
it.
entering this whole
Oh.
new era of like superhero movies are dominating.
Well, because you said like how like at first they didn't accept him, and then now it's like the biggest thing, so stuff changed. Did y'all ever talk about the Suicide Squad? I know we were already on the Suicide Squad topic a little bit.
We just
But you remember how you
everything really quick.
Yeah, no. You remember how like you found that thing online where it's It's like a really long article. You were like reading it on Xbox or whatever about the alternate version.
That's a good thing. I'd like to talk about
version.
that. Yeah. Okay, so David Ayer was the director of Suicide Squad, the first one that came out in 2016, and Zack Snyder was he did Batman vs Superman, and he was doing Justice League before his daughter died, and then he dropped out, and then Joss Whedon came on and finished it. Mm-hmm. And obviously, Justice League wasn't that good of a movie. It was, you know.
I never seen it.
I think it's okay. There's nothing special about it. It's okay. But both of them have been releasing stuff like to fans on Twitter and stuff saying like this is what the original one was gonna do. And I didn't tell you what Zack Snyder said. His is pretty interesting too. It's not as interesting as Suicide Squad, but his is still pretty interesting. Starting with that because there's more Suicide Squad on Justice League. One of the original things where they were gonna say is they were going to introduce there's a scene where Superman's mom is talking to Superman's like girlfriend or whatever, and you know we haven't seen it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where they talk, and because Superman died, like spoiler alert, at the end of that one. So in this one, he's dead at the start of it, and then pretty much the big twist that they were going to say is the whole time in that scene, after Superman's girlfriend leaves, he shapeshifts and it's Martian Manhunter.
Oh shit!
The green guy. Yeah, and they show him. He forms to a Martian Manhunter, and then he forms back into the form that he uses on Earth, which is John Jones. Yeah, but he's been in Man of Steel. Do you remember the like general, like the black guy?
Yeah.
It's that actor. So they're saying that he has been Martian Manhunter the whole time, and he was gonna be in the final act or something like that.
Wait, so he shifted the Martian Manhunter and then.
Well, Martian Manhunter.
Why would he be on two layers of like?
I thought the dude was from Looney Tunes.
Dude, oh my god!
The Martian. The Martian Manhunter is he's the. He's the green. Do you know who he is?
What's the name of his dog? You know he had a dog with a little helmet.
He had a dog?
Yeah, a little Martian dog.
Do you know who Martian Manhunter is?
Yeah, he has like the cape and green and red X.
I don't think Cody knows who he is.
I remember watching it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought that was really cool because what they were, bro, all of the a lot of the posters for it was saying like, "Oh, unite the 7." Like, so they were saying there's 7 members, and they only revealed like 6, I think, like Batman, Superman,
we know the Justice
Flash, yeah. But they didn't. They didn't show him.
DC,
Cyborg,
like DC, just they're kind of like Sony.
Well, isn't like
Fox? Like it's
they
just
sucked,
like
though.
So what happened with that? It's like,
But pretty much they were just saying like, oh yeah, like Zack Snyder was like, oh yeah, like, I was gonna do this, and then Warner Brothers was saying like, scrap it. So.
Dude, that would have been dope.
Yeah, they scrapped it.
Wait till you hear the
no, the Suicide Squad's even like, oh man. So David Ayer.
Oh my god, that would have been dope. I'm just thinking
this one's even more.
Suicide Squad actually makes me mad because all this stuff. So, like this dude released like an article, or I think it was multiple people, right? And one of the guys was somebody who got to go to the.
They showed test footage.
Yeah,
the test screenings.
So one guy got to see that, and pretty much everybody who saw the test footage, the test screening. They were all saying, they were like, yo, I like that one way better than the actual one that was released in theaters. There's like big differences. They cropped out scenes. They rearranged scenes. Like it's completely different.
Yeah, so David Ayer was talking. He would tell fans like, oh, like this is one of the original ideas we had. We've actually filmed it and it was cut out. And people would reply, like fans that had seen the test footage, and they were having a direct conversation with the director. So it confirms that what they were saying is true. Because he's talking to them like he knows, oh yeah, that's true, that happened. And some of the scenes, just going off of memory, there's a scene where apparently it's a flashback, and because when you first meet Ben Affleck's Batman, it's in Batman vs Superman, and now when he's much older, he's like more grizzled and like older, and they show Wayne Manor in one scene, and Wayne Manor is like all burnt down, it's like rubble, it's trash, he like doesn't live there anymore, and in this flashback, it's pretty much, it shows Wayne Manor and it's like on fire and it's showing what happened, and it's Batman and he's got the Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, and he's in like the traditional Joker costume and he doesn't have the tattoos. He just looks like Joker, like you would imagine. And they show Batman like he's done something that has like really made him like want to hurt him, and he's like beating him so much that's when his teeth falls out and his mouth is all bloody. And they show this, and it's pretty much, they don't say it, but they said that the line is something that's alluding to Jason Todd. So they're saying that like the Joker, you know, he kills Jason Todd in the comics, which is the second Robin. Mm-hmm. So he kills Robin, and they allude to that, and then it shows that, and then from there, that's like the flashback, and it shows like the Joker going to Arkham, and then that's when he gets like his teeth fixed, and how he's in Arkham for a long time. And then they show him, and they said it was structured differently. So instead of, you know, in Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller is just like dropping like a file, and then there's like a quick flashback that shows like that character. Mm-hmm. They said it wasn't structured like that. It was structured like it actually started with those flashbacks and like went through them like they were much longer, and not just like, oh, this flashback, this flashback, this flashback. It went through all the characters and got to the point where the team formed. And they said that they changed Enchantresses a lot. Instead of the flashback where she's just like in mud or something, and then she like uses like the thing to stab to control her or whatever. Mm-hmm. They didn't say what it was, but they said that was completely changed. It was some other like way that she was been able to be on the team. So that whole thing is switched up, and they said it's much better in that. There's a scene they said where Batman, Deadshot, and Joker like are all like in like a fight scene, like all of them. So they sounded like it was much more Batman, much more Joker.
Way better, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of more scenes that were cut. There's much more on
Wasn't
here.
The movie, they said it was just like an additional 45 minutes.
They said it was like 30 something minutes longer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
like I watched Endgame. That shit was like 3 hours, dude.
Yeah, it's because Warner Brothers
was like
Dude, it's because Warner Brothers they were like, oh wow, like this is very like comic booky. We don't know if people will like this or people be able to understand.
What do people
everything.
like that you put out besides the Batman trope?
So it sucks because
can you get
based on reading it. I mean, someone has it. Someone has it somewhere because if they made a full like,
give me the fucking.
They made a reel of it. They made it and they like edited it. They got the whole thing, and they made it. And they had test people come in. They watched it. They watched the whole movie, and then afterwards they say how they liked it. And based on that, they were like, okay, we got to change it. And then you know how they added in like the neon font and all that, like where like things would come up and it would have their names and stuff. Apparently that wasn't in the original. The original was more like. I guess I'll say serious because like, you know, Suicide Squad was really like fun and like stuff like that. They said it was less like neon lettering and like all the neon like editing over it. It was more like there's none of that. It's just the film itself. And there's less of those like random cuts where it's like and there's like stuff going on.
I remember you also said that they toned it down because they thought it was the relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker was too bad on the test version. Yeah, like it was too abusive.
They said it was more abusive. Like, and
they actually edited that.
They edited out. Scene. Oh yeah, that one was interesting. It was
scene.
Really so in the movie, you know how the Joker goes to save her. Mm-hmm. She jumps on the helicopter. Then they're driving off. And then someone shoots like a missile at the helicopter, and he pushes her off, like lets go of her to like save her. In the original one, what happened is she came on, and then Joker's talking to her, and then they get in like an argument, and he's kind of like being like like abusive to her, and he pushes her off to kill her, and he's just like, oh, and he just like pushes her off, and she's gonna die. She lands on the building and said she doesn't die, and then after that is when he happened to get shot down later. Yeah. So they re-edited it and everything to make it look like
it's like resequenced.
Yeah, they changed up the complete thing of the film because then in the original. What would have happened afterwards is that's why in the movie they show Harley looking all sad. Remember when she's sitting on the car and then Deadshot walks up and she's like kind of sad? So that makes more sense because she tried to get killed by the person she like loves. And then there was another scene that Joker was supposed to be in the final act when they're fighting Enchantress. He pulls up and he's kind of like saying like, oh, like Harley, like come with me. And he's got like half of his face burnt. And it's in the trailer. And one of the last trailers, you can see him, and he's like half of his. It's not burnt like Two-Face. It's just like kind of like ash from like the helicopter crash. And he has like a grenade, and he like holds it like it's like attached to his suit or something. You know, like the thing, kind of like I think Heath Ledger did it in The Dark Knight. It's kind of like that, and that's how he gets away. But Harley doesn't go with him. But if it was, I think in the original draft or something, I don't know that was like the gist of it, and that was in the test footage.
Oh,
And,
who made that decision?
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's fucking annoying.
Ugh.
Anyways.
No, yeah, I thought
Anyways.
no, but I thought that was really interesting, and it sucks because after Suicide Squad came out, I think from there, like the DC like extended universe or whatever went completely downhill. Like since then, and like the only good movie they've had were like Wonder Woman, yeah, and then Aquaman did good.
Shazam.
Yeah, I finally saw Shazam.
It wasn't
actually.
too bad.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was
more comedic.
it was a fun movie. Yeah,
Isn't it like Fortnite dancing at one point?
Yeah.
It's just like
he does the
doing
floss.
the flop. I be flossing.
I actually thought that wasn't gonna be in the movie. Because someone complained and they were like, "Bro, you guys really put like a Fortnite dance in the movie?" And then they wrote back on Twitter and they were like, "Oh, like this is just temporary. We're gonna change it with another dance move when it comes out," but they never did. So I don't know what that's about.
Hey, cat, bro.
Ah.
Oh, dude.
Well, that sucks, dude. Because I would love to see. That's a lot of fans.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Dude, fans go to Comic-Con and they literally will. What's
At
it
the
called?
panels, will they ask him and be like, "Where the fuck is Snyder's Cut?"
They call it the Snyder Cut. They're like, release the Snyder Cut.
I
And
always
then-
be hearing that on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
I thought they were talking about the Justice League one.
Yeah, the Justice League, and then also the Suicide Squad.
I'm more
It's
interested in
the David
Suicide
Ayer.
Squad.
David Ayer, and it'd be like, release
A
like the
30-minute
Ayer Cut.
difference.
Bro, if we put as much pressure as MCU fans did on Sony, I
Oh
think we
my
can get it, bro.
God. Bro, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna start a petition. Are we doing this? No, dude.
Dude, it's already done it. There's thousands of people, if not like hundreds of thousands of people that want it. Because there's so many DC fans, and
Yeah.
dude, I would love to see that, but it's not gonna happen. I don't think they'll release
Imagine
it.
if you were working at the
Warner
theater.
Bros like too stubborn to be there.
Yeah.
He made
What
it
if you
that
were
film.
like the one working the theater when they did the test screening, and somehow you got to keep the reel or something? Like you were like, oh, hell no, bro, and you like kept
Well,
it.
I heard when they put them on like in the projection room, it's like a giant, like a regular disc you see on Blu-ray. It's like that, but like
Well,
bigger
yeah.
when they put it in this machine.
Yeah.
Because it's a reel, like you couldn't just go
Yeah.
play it on your TV, but you could
But
go.
you
You
could
could,
have
go
it.
buy a projector.
I'm sure
You
they-
take it to someone that knows. What
I'm
they
sure
do.
they have it in like storage rooms and Warner Brothers like office.
vault.
They have it's somewhere.
We're gonna
there.
update a vlog where we fly to
Oh.
California and just break in.
Yo, yeah, screw storming Area 51, bro. Storm,
Yeah, what the hell?
Storm Warner.
I'm sure
Warner
more people would have
Brothers.
shown up at Warner Bros.
Yeah, dude. They
What
get,
do they-
get the cut. They can't stop all of us.
Are we starting that on the Facebook Live?
Well,
Yeah, we should.
But the military, either like
Yeah, it's just some security guards
Yeah.
that get paid like
they got handcuffs. That's it.
yeah, and they're security
I
guards.
just have 2 pairs. I can't do
Security guards are just supposed to call the police. That's what they're supposed to
I mean,
do.
the police
So if we
are-
take their walkie-talkie, they're not going to be able to do it.
They're not supposed to like pull out a gun and do anything. They're just supposed to like alert the real authorities.
But they only have.
That's what they do. Yeah,
I had,
Dude, Paul Blart's a phony.
he's a mall cop.
he's just
bro.
extra.
He just calls the
He just does all
cops.
that shit. He would get fired in real
It's
life.
just like
Yeah, if he
They'd be like, you
did.
can't jump across you can't jump off like a fucking skyscraper, and he's just like, oh,
Like
like
Fast
in
and
the
Furious.
second one.
Paul Blart. I never saw
The
the
second
second
one.
one.
So-
Who the fuck saw it?
Oh.
Yeah, I never saw it. They were
He
trying
like
to get a
so-
cinematic universe.
He
out
goes
of
to
it.
like goes to like Las Vegas or
Paul
something,
Blart 3.
or no, he goes to like the biggest mall in America.
The first
or some
security
shit.
guard.
biggest mall in
Yeah,
America.
I forget what it's called.
Oh,
or
at Las
something.
Vegas.
I think so.
Oh, dude, there's
But-
a cool
But
mall
he
there,
zip
bro.
lines like across from like a high rise to like another high rise or something.
He's
at
still
one
on his
point.
moped. He just like hooks it up.
He
to
does
the
he not
fucking-
have it
It's
anywhere?
like he gets something upgraded in that one, I think. Like they're like, oh, we don't use those here, and they have like some like different one, and he's like, oh shit,
He's like, oh, this can carry my weight.
Oh, dude.
high weight.
God, man.
Oh, he's just like candy. He's just like fighting, and he's like,
This is actually a good movie.
the first one
it's
was
like a fake Die Hard. Like a rip-off Die Hard.
yeah, it is
Just in
actually.
the mall, just like wow.
Oh, dude.
These terrorists trying to blow up the mall. It sucks like a job for Paul Blart. What's he gonna do, bro? Call the FBI.
Dude, why would he? What was his reasoning for actually doing it?
What?
Like in the first one, do you remember?
I never saw him.
You never saw the first one?
No.
Dude, it's on Netflix, bro.
Okay, I'll watch it.
We're
after
watching
this.
that. You should do
Let's
like
put it on right
a
now.
movie
No.
review for it.
Intermission.
We'll
Oh
just,
my God.
We'll bring
Yeah.
the mic in the other room and just
Yeah,
have the mic going with the movie.
You know how some people
It's us
do
laughing.
those.
Oh shit.
No, you know how some people do those. They're like
Reactions.
commentaries of movies.
Oh.
So they'll watch the movie and they're like, if you want to watch
I'll
it
have a
with
little
us while we
like
while we do
Cartman
a
window,
commentary.
like that South Park episode.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's different content, so it's not like
exactly. If we
you can put
commentate
it's
over the whole
transformative.
thing. So we can't. I don't think we can show like the actual footage.
We can
like,
show it to
full.
10 minutes of it.
Yeah, but if we were to say like, oh, like press play on Paul Bart now because we are, if you want to sync up with us, and we have commentary reacting to the whole movie.
Dude, that'd be pretty
A
dope.
lot of people do stuff like
What
that.
the?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, the credits are rolling. Oh,
Yeah.
You
this is
should see
always so
this
fun.
right now. You should see this commercial.
If you're watching on Hulu, you have ads.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Dude, I hate Hulu. Oh,
You got the cheap version?
yeah, well, I have the student deal
Yeah,
because
so do
I can't upgrade unless I want to pay like $5 more. It's not that big of a deal.
You get Spotify, Hulu, and
But it's just like
Showtime.
watching a 21-minute like Rick and Morty episode is like made 30 minutes because it's
That's
9
true.
minutes of ads.
Yeah.
No, like, bro, I'm not being efficient with my
I'm
binge.
telling you the illegal websites, bro.
Bro, actually put me on to it.
They're the move.
We'll leave a link. We'll leave a link. I'm like talking to that one.
Alright, well,
I think we bullshitted enough. No, I'm just kidding. We talked about enough stuff
Right.
to get to like the meat of this whole episode, which is
The meat of the rib.
G Fuel.
the rib is the meat.
No.
The rib's a
The
bone.
rib's a bone. Yeah, thank you.
The rib is the meat.
This guy
This guy.
looks like a vegan.
All right, so
This
I'll be Maury
Wait.
since
Oh.
we're talking about
Wait, this part?
no,
Oh, Murray?
or Murray, whatever.
You know what?
Oh, do you want to hear the
All right,
joke?
so we're gonna talk about the Joker movie. That's kind of the
Do you
whole.
want to hear a joke?
Okay, don't shoot me though. So this is gonna be a spoiler-free.
What do you mean spoiler free, bro? What you just say?
Yeah, you just
Well,
spoiled
if
it.
you
bro.
act like it's a spoiler, then I
Alright.
know it's a spoiler.
Well, and now it's too late unless you want to
Nick-
redo the whole thing.
I would no.
Cut back 10 minutes.
Yeah, Nick, edit that out, bro. I don't want people to watch this and get annoyed, dude.
I mean, dude, if they're
People
gonna watch a
take the-
podcast that says Joker in the title, they're gonna know there's spoilers.
Well, usually, well, yeah, but you usually go non-spoiler.
Knock, knock.
Let's
and
do a
then-
spoiler. I'm
I
not
would
gonna be
do
able to
4
delve
spoilers.
hard enough into it.
Okay, well, tell them spoilers.
I'll put spoiler warning right before. I
Right
start.
before? Okay, yeah, sure.
So let's talk about the Joker.
Uh,
Spoiler.
Alright. You're going to throw in a warning.
yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
I
Well,
put it
wait,
up. I put
edit
it up
it-
right now.
edit the warning
Oh, no, I
before
put it up
before you
right
say
now.
the shoot me. Before
Right now?
you say the shoot me, Nick, put up spoiler warning.
I'm putting it up
Put
right
it up
now
right
too.
now.
Or you could just cut that whole part out.
You can put them right
Up
here.
to you,
dude.
bro.
I'm
Whatever.
editing it as we speak.
Throw it up right now.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm editing it. I'm editing it a day from now.
Alright, cool.
Knock,
Alright.
knock. Oh,
Stop.
shit. Throw it up.
Alright, well.
If you don't put it up 12 times, it's like I think I got the gist.
Alright, what'd you guys think?
They were expecting a knock.
Bro,
joke.
that movie was. I really felt bad for him at times, and it was really dark.
I thought Heath Ledger was going to. I'm just kidding.
Well, some people,
He
like,
fell off.
I actually thought,
Off what?
all I heard was good things
Acting.
about it.
Mhm.
I heard good. He fell
bro.
off. He fell
Do
off.
you know he died, right?
That's
Yeah,
the joke.
that's the joke
That's
you were.
the
Okay,
joke.
well, because he was just like,
See, where's he been, bro?
because
He fell
I
off.
was like, why isn't he in the movie? And then Nick was just like, he fell off. Well, Nick was like, he fell off, and then I was just like, I don't even know if it got it. I was like, is that how he died? Like he fell off or something? And then Nick was just like, he fell off.
Have you never heard that joke? It's like X fell off, and it's like, well, yeah, he's dead.
Terrible.
Oh god.
Bro, if we can't joke about it, then it's where's the comedy in life? You have to
Where's
be
the
able to-
Who was the guy that said that?
Yeah.
The Todd
The Joker?
Phillips, the director.
Oh,
Did you hear that? People were like, he said something like, oh, like I can't make comedy no more because people get like, I can't make any jokes. Did you see that? You didn't see that? Somebody asked him something, and because I think he did the Hangover movies,
Mhm.
and they were like, oh, like you don't make comedies no more. You made this, and
Oh, he did.
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
Wow.
And
Dude, that's a huge
Todd
step up.
Phillips, yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, yeah, you can't make comedy no more if like these people that like take offense to everything or something like that. And
Yeah,
some
we're
people
kinda in a really-
got back. He got back.
We're in a really PC era right now.
Some people were like, bro, no, you can, and like some people were like, I don't know, but
Damn.
I mean,
No, dude, that movie is really dark though. Like, I felt really bad for him because like
well,
instead of Heath Ledger's.
give us a rundown of the movie, Nick.
All right, so first we see this guy that obviously doesn't want to be a clown. He obviously has something like wrong with him.
You don't think he wants to be a clown?
No,
I
dude,
think he loves
that
his job,
opening
bro.
scene, right? Just like
No, he's just not happy. You know, actually,
I interpreted that whole thing that he's struggling with his emotions,
Well,
Yeah.
they,
and then that tear.
he's
too.
trying to be happy, but he isn't. Clowns are supposed to be happy.
has heavy like medical conditions.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Cody, let's let the guest tell us what happened.
Oh, so I get to do the overview.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
calling me the guest. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, you got the guest chair.
Oh yeah.
No.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
let the guest sit in the guest chair.
This is just my chair.
He said it's
So-
his chair because he's the host.
Would I let you drive my
I don't know
car?
what he's
Because
on
you're,
about.
cause
We're
you're,
gonna have to take
cause
a-
you're a
who
passenger. I'll
did
let
the
you-
intro?
We're gonna have to take a poll here on who is the host.
I'm not editing that.
Or who's the you know what?
Yeah, who has the editing power now? Say something, I'll bleep it. I'll rearrange words like they do on
Hey,
CNN. I'll make you say something.
I upload the
Me-
videos, so I'll go
See,
through
I'll
it
edit
real quick
that.
before.
I'll edit.
Do what?
I said I upload the videos,
Oh, yeah.
so
he
I'll
does
go
more
through it right
because
before.
he's not the host.
It's because my internet's better.
Well, it is, bro. My internet, dude.
Okay, let's actually talk about the
It's like a huge tangent.
Cody. Just go through real quick, and
a
we'll,
quick run.
we'll like
quick
start.
rundown, or
We'll
what?
just start at the beginning, and then whenever we get to a point in the movie, we'll like talk about it. Or
So you want me
something.
to just do like a rundown and then like
Sure, and if we want to talk about something,
like
we'll
a
go through
summary?
it. Sure.
So I actually missed the first couple minutes because I got there late.
I was trying to do it.
when I got to the theater,
Another dude.
I
Well,
just, I
okay,
just don't
so-
want the monotone.
y'all can go about the. Y'all can
I
tell
can
me.
add some like. That's
I
not what-
just,
You can,
I didn't want it to be like, well, here's a guy, bro. He's kind of sad at night.
Y'all can tell me what I missed. Probably, I think the only scene I missed was when the kids jumped him, because like whenever I got to the
Well,
theater,
yeah, what was the first scene you saw?
when I got to the theater, it was him.
How
Whenever
fucking late were you, bro?
No, I don't think I was that late.
Well, because I
Well,
think
based
I
on the
love the
previews.
opening shot.
Like I was probably like 12 or 15 minutes late, but like I know they show a bunch
God.
of previews. I know they show a bunch of previews,
Okay.
and I guarantee you.
Okay,
like,
what's
I
the first thing you saw when you walked in?
He was talking. It was when he was talking to the
I
therapist.
don't remember.
Oh, damn, that's he missed like the whole opening
30
scene.
minutes in, bro? No. It's
No.
fine.
Well, okay.
How much was it? Like 5-10 minutes?
Well, it
in?
opens. I really, if I remember correctly, it opens up with him sitting at the
Yeah,
mirror,
he's like
right?
putting on his
and
makeup.
he's putting on the makeup, and it kind of zooms in on him, like comes at him,
And, he
and then
goes and does
he's
his
putting
job
his
with the
makeup
sign
on,
or what?
and it's the scene where he like does like his like trying to make himself smile, and dude, I love the shot where he like comes down and he's got the tear.
Yeah, I heard that this happened.
Superb acting. Like
Yeah.
I
heard
wonder
he had,
how
like,
many-
a cavity, and like when he like put his lip, like it really like fucked
Just
it
like,
up.
fuck
Yeah.
out.
Well, it's I really love the font, like the old like font when they open up on Gotham City, and there's the guy playing the old time piano, and he's out. It shows him out there dancing. He's got his sign.
And then that's when
The
he
kids come and take it.
Yeah.
He chases them down.
I
They
saw that
hit
in the
him.
trailer,
Yeah.
so I was like,
And what happens
I
is
knew what I missed.
they show him laying there in the alley, and they run off it, and that's when it says Joker like above the whole thing.
Okay.
And then I think I don't know if you noticed his flower.
Yeah, it was tripping.
I
I noticed that. Yeah.
I noticed it in the theater, yeah, and I was like, oh shit, and I was like, damn, he crying. But and then is a scene directly after that when he's talking to the therapist? Is it right after that?
Because I don't know what else I could have missed.
I think this lady's like,
It's the black lady.
yeah, Amanda Waller. Nah.
And then he's like, you just asked me like the
She
same
got
question.
fired after suicide.
Oh, she sees like his journal, and it's like,
Yeah, so like he's like talking to his therapist. Then she's like, how are you feeling after? Like,
Because I think when I came in was the part
she
where
doesn't
she's
sound
like,
that interested. She's smoking.
yeah, no, because I think when I came in was like when she was like the exact word she was saying, or he was saying was like the part where he's just like, you don't even like listen to me. And he's like, every time I come in, you just ask me the same. Was it? Or
No, that was
He's there
later.
twice.
That's when he
That's
went
the
back
second
twice.
time.
Okay. But anyways, when I came in, like he was talking to her, and then later on,
Cody came in real late, bro.
it doesn't matter. It sounds like I didn't miss it.
He saw like the second time.
It sounds like I
Probably
missed.
came in after that train scene.
I don't-
What's going on?
No.
Okay, so after the train scene, and he goes home. We find out he's living with his mom in an apartment. He like takes care of her,
Yeah.
and then he goes back to his job.
They do a really good job at like making. I like their take on it because not only did they like actually explain and kind of like give more emphasis on his like mental like illnesses and stuff and like reasons why. Like why he laughs at pain or like whatever, and it's not just pain. He laughs because it's like
Yeah,
a
a lot
condition.
of the time I saw him laughing with that condition. I saw like his face did not match like his emotion.
Yeah, no. Well, the
Like,
actor
he was laughing and he would just be like,
Yeah, because the actor said that he studied people who actually had that, and he said that there was one case where he was watching a video of the guy, and it seemed like it got to the point where the guy was like choking because he was like laughing so much, and he said that that's what he wanted to shoot for.
wow.
Yeah,
He
like,
said that was
they
the one
just-
that hit him, and he was like,
wow.
"Oh, I want to like emulate that one."
he said it was like unsettling seeing it because the person is
Yeah.
just they can't stop
Like,
and they're like running out of breath and they're like, but they're still laughing.
Yeah, because it's like a real thing.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
But I like how they did that, and they gave him like a lot of, obviously it's a backstory because like it's based on the Joker, but like no other movies have done that, you know.
Yeah.
And in the other movies too, like Dark Knight and stuff, the Joker just laughs like when he kills people, but it's like he is enjoying it, and it's just like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he just genuinely
He even says like he just enjoys chaos.
he just laughs, you know. But this one, it's like not just a laugh. Sometimes it's like, oh, he doesn't even want to be laughing.
Yeah.
Like he just like can't.
Yeah.
It's like I like how they like, I don't know, they just like touched on him so much, which makes sense because
It makes you feel
Joker
for him
movie.
instead of just being like, oh,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
killing someone. How can I empathize?
yeah,
with
because
that?
usually you're like, oh, he's the bad guy, and in this one, I'd say for the first half of the movie, most of the movie, like you feel bad for him. Like
Yeah.
you're like, damn, like it makes you say like, oh, I see where you're coming from, as
Yeah.
opposed to like, oh, fuck that guy, he just hit Batman or something. Like, you're like man, like no, like I mean, I know why you did that.
Well, I've heard people. When I saw the movie, I thought it was really good, and I thought that most people agreed. Like I think a lot of people do agree, but I've seen some people that don't like the movie. Like some people actually are like, "Oh, bro, this is bad."
Yeah, my dad was like, he's like, because my dad's like, he likes it like the comic books or
Yeah.
whatever, like straight on, like
Yeah, and it's
he
a
just
lot
likes
different.
it like, yeah.
I never understood. Okay, like it's never gonna be 100% like the comic books. I think I've talked about this before because like if you wanted to be exactly like the comic book, then just read the comic book. Because like why would you just want to see it in the movie
Yeah.
form and get the same
Well,
story?
I think what my dad I think that's all he wants.
I think he
is
just
in, like
want-
movie form with like actors he knows and stuff. See it on the big screen as opposed to just like reading it.
I mean, if you're gonna like take something from a comic book, you might as well put your own take on it. Because then like
yeah, no, I mean I agree with it.
if you just do it exactly
Shit
like
on
the comic
Cody's
book,
dad.
then
Shit on him.
like you might as well just have like a fucking robot make this movie, bro. Fucking have me on.
Well, like, okay, so I really liked the take because if it was like a direct, I get why some people would want to see like things direct from comics, and I think it's cool when there's like iconic scenes and stuff like that are put on the screen. And you're like, oh, bro, like that scene's so cool. I remember that from this comic. But at the same time, if you know what you're gonna see, if you know what you're expecting, then it's like, you know, so. I can understand why some people wouldn't like that, but that's not even the reason why I've heard that some people don't like the movie. I've heard two things. So this movie, obviously, some people were saying like, and I don't know how I feel about this. Some people saying like, oh, this movie it's like protagonizing like an antagonist, and it's making you feel good for the bad guy,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, it makes you. They're pretty much saying that it's like promoting violence and promoting like a shooting and like hate crimes at the end, and that's why a lot of people
It
were
wasn't
like,
even like a shooting; it was a self-defense.
it's stupid.
I mean, okay, well, except when
Well, it's stupid when
Not with the last guy.
well,
yeah, okay, debatable.
well it's stupid.
It was a
how,
punchline.
Oh yeah. Well, it's stupid how. Well, it's stupid how the media literally was like, oh man, like a shooting is gonna happen.
'cause
They
they're
like
looking
they said
for-
it out loud when
They're
like,
looking for a story.
yeah, and dude, that's so screwed up.
Dude,
And
yeah, we talk
honestly-
about that in my communications classes. Like, even if something positive happens, they'll always just find a way to
They're like, wow.
get more clicks, and that's
Yeah.
just shitty, bro. That there's no like integrity in journalism.
I feel like too with the media, like them saying like, oh, this is stupid. This is gonna cause the shooting and stuff.
I hope they should.
It's like they're looking for it.
Yeah.
Like they're like giving someone the
yeah.
idea.
Well,
to
like
do
first
it.
of all, they're just trying to make it sound negative and like build interest and like build like, you know, like create like a debate over it because it brings.
Bro,
up
did you
views
ever
and
see
stuff.
that? You guys know what Atlanta is? No,
You could just keep going.
bro. No,
it's-
this is like going
no,
off
it's
what you're
okay.
saying.
No, it's,
Is he the guest?
No,
Oh, yeah, you were
Oh,
in the
you're in the
guest
guest
chair.
chair.
Yeah. What were you saying?
like, finish what you're saying.
oh, I don't remember. It's okay.
Okay,
Wait,
so
you saying Atlantis?
you know what Atlanta is? Atlanta? It's like a show
With
Donald
Childish
Glover
Gambino?
he like produced.
Oh, Atlanta. Dude,
Yeah,
I don't know
there's
why.
like an episode where it's literally like this, a talk show, and like
Dude,
it's say you're a host, and it's like two dudes, and they're like debating, right? And like at one point they both just
So
agree.
this
and-
all stemmed from one word that I said, and that one word was not relevant to Joker or anything.
what did you say?
I said debating, and then you were like, "Bro, Atlanta." And then you
No, listen, dude, this is about the media. So like these two guests are on a talk show and they're arguing, and at one point they find a compromise and they agree, and like the show hasn't even finished, and the talk show's like wait, but you guys still don't agree, right? And like, no, I think we agree. And like
Oh, and he
the
wants
guy's
to
just like
disagree.
trying to insinuate something for content,
Yeah.
and I get that.
No, yeah, dude. It's the media is like.
Came full circle.
women.
You hate women.
What?
Yeah, he just starts saying random shit like, you hate women, right? He's like, no. Like, bro.
Well, I thought that's.
Dude, you gotta see that episode. You know who Retrospector is?
Is he on it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He plays like an albino. He's like transferring races. Like, I'm a full-on white person. And he has like a blonde on. It belongs back on.
All right. Well, back to the main topic.
You look like Goku.
What?
Bro, you look Super Saiyan.
It's like a dying palm tree.
Bro.
You're not gonna watch that. Dude, it's funny. I'll show it.
All right. Okay. Well, no, I thought all the bad reviews on the movie were gonna be because of people saying stuff like that. But there's some people that genuinely don't like the movie, and I read some of the reviews. And I listened to some people that didn't like it, and I'm just gonna. I like the movie. I'm just gonna say what some people said so we can get like a talking point comparison to.
Open up the Rotten Tomatoes Joker.
All right. Yeah. Well, some people were saying like.
I think talked about how the media lies.
Well, some people were like didn't like how
actual reviews.
No, they're trash.
Like, dude,
because they'll give Guardians like nothing, like Guardians of the Galaxy, or they'll be like, oh, like fucking 2
It depends if you look at critic reviews or if you look at like actual people that saw the movie. Because like
27,000 people, audience wrote ratings, and that's 90%, and then less than 500 critics wrote it in 69.
Yeah,
so obviously the ratio.
It's a pretty big
critic.
Well. What I was saying is some people didn't like how different the take was because some people were pretty much saying audience. Some people, yeah.
Reminds me of the fucking critic from what's it called, Ratatouille.
The food critic.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, some people what they said is they didn't like how different it was. Like they thought, and I can kind of see where they're coming from. To be honest with you, they were saying that this is pretty much a movie about a guy who has, like the Joker has like bad life, bad things going on with him, and he becomes a murderer. And they were pretty much saying like this movie could be made, and then instead of the point when he puts on the makeup and dyes his hair green, he could just like shave his head or like become like an anarchist or something like that, and it's the same movie. And they're saying there's not much that really makes him Joker. Like it's not that different.
I wouldn't say it's the same movie because it would be extremely boring.
Because have you seen Taxi Driver?
Yeah. We were talking about it on the way to the movie.
I don't know,
it's kind of the same.
I just think it would be.
People are saying.
There's even that part in the elevator with the.
I think it would be way more bland. Like if it was just.
I'm sure. Why would people want to see?
If it was just like some random dude getting picked on, and then it's like, oh, like well now he's like he's like rising up, and now he's just gonna take action and like rebel because his life is shit.
Yeah.
That happens in real life and stuff. So I think it's kind of more bland as opposed to like. It leading up to being the Joker.
We're all clowns.
Get out of camera.
We need to stop.
I don't know.
Bro, you're the worst cameraman.
At least we got the audio. That's what matters, really.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fire the cameraman. Bring in Jaden.
Yeah,
Let me see.
No, Jaden.
can't see when it's playing. Oh shit.
Jaden's got too many.
Don't tell me. Okay, so like, is that the camera screen that's off? That's black. Because I remember when I looked at it, I could see us on the right.
Oh no, he flips it back around.
Okay, because I was gonna say like
it's been off like the whole
that
time.
thing's been black for like the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you have to empty the card.
Do you want to just keep talking with like audio for a while, or
We could.
Yeah, sure.
okay? Well, all right, cool. Well, no, yeah.
Where were you?
I was just talking about how people were saying that some people didn't like it because they went in, and I can get this. Like, if you wanted to see like the comic book, The Killing Joke is like the origin story about the Joker, and it's the same thing. It's like he wanted to be a comedian, wasn't good, and then the only difference is in that comic he gets involved with crime in a way, like the Red Hood stuff, and then he falls in the acid, then he becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
The only difference is this one's kind of like a more real take, but I like the real take. I think
it turned out really good, and I remember there was an interview with the actor and the director as well, and they were asking, they were like, is there any comic books or whatever that you related it to? And they were like, they asked the actor, the dude that plays the Joker in it.
Yeah, Joaquin.
Yeah, they asked him, they were like, oh, did you, for your role as the Joker, did you take anything from comic books or like other movies or anything? And he was like, no. He was just saying, I didn't look at any of them. Like, I just did my own take.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that, like, there was a similarity from the Joker. What'd you say it was?
The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke. Yeah, it just so happened that it, like, ended up somewhat similar to that. Like, from a certain standpoint.
Yeah.
But he said that he really didn't take anything and he just, like, wanted to do it all originally.
Well, one thing the reason why I think I like the movie so much is I think this is the first movie where I legitimately, during some scenes, I felt like anxious. I felt like an anxiety feeling.
Yeah, I know a lot.
Because I was like, oh my god, like, this is so real. Like some parts when he's like Like, especially in the final act when he's on the show and he's talking to him, and I'm like, dude, I know something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And like I feel it, and I actually feel like I don't feel scared like a horror movie, but I feel like scared because of all the anxiety.
Yeah,
and I've never felt like that in any movie ever.
Yeah, no, because like I think it's just the realism of it.
Yeah.
Oh, because in a normal movie, like, because I at first when you know it's first going on before he kind of like as he's getting into the process before he like kills the first people or whatever and stuff. I remember I would be thinking of it as a normal movie, and I'll be like, oh, he's about to just like kill those, like, or he's just gonna do it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it really didn't happen like that. It happened like realistically, like how it would in real life. Like I think it was like well done as far as like realism, and then especially like them actually using medical conditions. And
what did you think on the scene where he went? I think for me, with the part when he realizes that his life is completely like it's gone, and he just completely goes down into like madness, was when he went to the girl's house that he thought he's having a thing with, and then he was sitting in there, and then she shows up and she's like what are you doing in my apartment? And she's like, please get out, like you live here, like you're in the wrong apartment. And then he realizes that he had imagined all of that.
Yeah, that really tripped me out. That made me like I rethought everything. Like I was like, wait, did any of this happen? And I started rethinking like a lot. But then I remember the cops were actually going to his house, and then that's why his mom had like a stroke. And I was like, okay, well, if that's real, I was like, then I guess he just hallucinated.
What did you think of?
Reminded me of something like Nick would do.
What?
You didn't catch it. Okay. Anyways, what were you gonna ask?
I was just
saying it again.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll catch it. I'll catch it in the edit. Bro, I'm gonna be editing, and I'm like, oh, I look so stupid. What the fuck is my Coke?
Alright.
Sorry. This is our other sponsor. By the way, link in this. No, I'm just kidding.
Coming out with a new energy drink in a couple months. In the UK, it was popular in the UK, so they're having Coke Energy.
Yeah.
What? Oh, really?
Yes.
Dude, Coke owns everything. You know they own Pepsi? They created their own competition to boost sales.
What the hell?
Yeah, they own Pepsi.
Makes sense. They the same color. Like the sodas themselves.
So when they say it's the same thing, it actually is.
Yeah.
It's just a placebo.
It's like more sugar.
I could have told you that.
Alright.
What were you going to ask?
Well,
Nick interrupted you.
Nick,
I want to know what you said.
Nick Loki made me forget.
Oh.
So I have to take another
I made you
break
forget.
until I
Holy
remember.
shit, bro.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, what did you think of the part where they were making you think that Joker or like Arthur Fleck was the son of Thomas Wayne?
I actually was like intrigued by that concept. Yeah. I kind of got like,
dude, that would have changed.
I got
everything.
goosebumps.
That would make Batman and
They'd be
brothers.
half brothers.
It would kind of make sense. It's like, man, like why these guys are rivals? They're always fighting, and when they get to that point where they can kill them, like they never do, because like they never kill each other. Like the Joker, even in the Dark Knight, he was like, oh, like I can't kill you. He's like, you're too much fun or whatever. And then like Batman never kills him either.
I don't want to kill you.
And that would kind of make sense because of like a sibling feud, especially like that. And I thought the Joker was gonna end up killing his parents too.
Yeah.
Especially, which would have made sense again if he thought that was his actual dad, and he was like, man, like this kid's like, you know, like
dude,
he took my dad away from me, so he like killed his.
Dude,
parents.
at first I thought like Joker was gonna be the cause of Batman's death, his parents' death, and like that would have just been like a totally different take on.
No,
the
that's
whole
what I'm
origin
saying.
thing
Like
for
I
Batman.
thought he was gonna kill his parents, and then he becomes Bruce
like Thomas
Wayne.
Wayne and
Yeah, and then
or his own.
and then Bruce becomes like Batman, and then they're brothers, and it's like, bro, you killed our parents.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna go that way, and I was like, oh my god, that's gonna be crazy, because that's a new take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's been done right, like in comic books.
Well,
anything,
they've had him kill. They've had the Joker be the guy that kills the parents
But,
before,
like,
but they've
no,
never
I'm
done
talking
the
about
sibling
the-
thing
yeah.
before.
which
and
I don't know how that was.
It ended up
about.
being like a fake out like twist.
Someone
you know?
probably brought it up in the room, and it's like,
Where his mom did end up being like crazy then.
Yeah, she
they
was
did
crazy
they
like
did
him.
abuse him.
That's not up for debate.
oh, so was his mom?
Is this
really-
guy getting paid? I'm just kidding.
He fell asleep last time.
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, go back to sleep this time.
It's the last time we do it in a studio audience.
Okay. What do you do?
Just go to sleep. Leave Nick out of frame for the rest of it.
Oh, is Nick out of frame?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Dude, fuck you.
So, get torn in here. Okay. So,
What are you doing?
oh, did you like any of his jokes in his comedy act?
I didn't. I like how they did. I think it was another hallucination scene. When they showed his perspective when he was on stage telling the jokes.
Oh,
and
people
stuff.
started laughing.
Yeah, people were like laughing and having a good time, but then he got put on that guy's talk show.
He just roasted.
Yeah, and then he was just like.
Were they actually laughing? Or
He was like,
just like
no, yeah,
So that was
he-
his
Yeah,
interpretation.
he hallucinated or whatever again because when he got.
It was
put in-
kind of awkward, dude. There was really moments like Josh was saying where I just felt like
when
I
he
wasn't
first-
in that comedy club watching him bomb, but I still felt so awkward. I was like,
Yeah,
God.
and like when he first went on stage, he was just like, oh.
What?
And he
Was that the
couldn't stop
chair?
laughing.
What?
I thought you cracked your ribs and it was like, and I was like, I think it was the chair. You can't replicate it. Just watch it on film. When I go like that, listen to it and see if you can catch anything.
Dude, that was so gross. That scene when he's like, what was he doing with his boot or something?
I think he was trying to
He's
stretch
just
it out or whatever. Oh, his back, how he looks all like.
Oh, fuck.
He lost a lot of weight for this.
I heard he
role.
Like
lost
50
80 pounds. I heard
No,
it was like 80.
no, he lost like 52. I think
So
the most weight ever lost
Yeah, but
was
you're still wrong.
Oh, well, you still
Yeah.
Is he still out of frame?
Christian Bale for like what was it?
This guy
Machinist.
have a
Yeah.
It's like some dude just offering.
Dude, he looks so creepy in that thing. He's like walking
What?
around like Christian Bale in the Machinist.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I saw that movie.
Want me to show you a picture of it? He lost it. It was actually right before he became Batman, and he put on like muscle for that movie.
I think he's gonna die, like-
No, that
He's
was
gonna die
was
a couple
Ben
years
Affleck.
earlier because of
Christian
how
Bale,
much he's done to his body.
the guy that played
Like,
him
he-
in The Dark Knight.
He was in that movie Vice. He played. Fucking,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was,
he gained
Dude,
all
I
the
was
he
weight.
gained all
mistaken of
that
Ben
weight.
Affleck.
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck was in Batman vs Superman.
That's him on the left for the movie, and then that's him
okay.
on the right.
I've seen this picture. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the movie, but I've seen the picture.
Yeah, that's he lost all that weight to play like an anorexic guy, and then he gained like muscle to play Batman.
that's ridiculous.
And then in you said it was what, Vice, right?
Yeah,
I'll show you him in Vice.
he played Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
This is irrelevant from Joker to an extent, but who do you think played Batman better, like Christian Bale or Ben Affleck, or who went?
I
Like,
didn't really watch
not-
Ben Affleck.
not
Christian-
necessarily played them better. Well, I mean, yeah, that could be a part of it, but I'm saying like
I just didn't like Christian
Who,
Bale's like.
who represented the character better,
Yeah, they could have just put in a voice thing, like how Ben Affleck did, the voice
like in
modulator,
Spider-Man.
instead of hearing the.
I like the Alfred
Ooh.
from the what's he called, the Dark Knight trilogy. That was so good, bro. Even when he thought Batman, what's it called? When he thought he died, he's like, "I found
Such Batman and
that was sad, dude.
It's crazy, man.
That's what you got to
It's
do.
crazy what actors
It's like an
do.
egghead, bro. All right, anyways,
Who's that?
back to Joker. Oh my god, yeah, and then American Hustle.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Christian Bale's gonna die at like 63.
It'd be like
I'm
that
calling it.
sometimes. It'd be
Can
like
I place a bet? Is it
You
like a
saying
Deadpool?
63?
Is there a Deadpool one?
I'll say 67. I'll give him a little bit of time.
How old is he now? I hope he doesn't die.
Probably late 30s,
Oh, okay.
mid to late. He got time.
I'll be like 40 when he's done.
I'll be 40 when he goes.
I'll be like, damn, I used to watch it.
Is there anything else about Joker that stood out to you, Cody?
You want to talk about like comparing it now to Heath Ledger because that's like the big thing everyone does. Even
There's
before it came out, they're like,
I
he
don't think
can't even
there's-
do a good job.
I don't think there's a comparison because it was its own take on it.
That's what I say, bro. They're
Heath
the,
Ledger did a good job
in terms
at,
of
like,
a Joker movie.
he did a good job. Like they both did a great job at what they were shooting for. And this newer Joker, they were shooting for like their own take on it. That's why it was a standalone. They didn't want it to be like necessarily like any other comic books. They wanted it to really go in depth on his background and like his actual medical history and like everything that led up to it. And I think they did a good job at that. And then I think Heath.
We'll just stop.
Oh.
No.
But in The Dark Knight, I think
I
they
think
did a
the
good
verdict
job.
should just be like uncomparable because they're their own thing.
Well, I like how it's
The
a
only way they're
timepiece.
connected is that the characters that they
Yeah.
played.
I like how it's a timepiece. Like it takes place in like 80, 81, something like that.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
I
even
have-
catch that.
You didn't notice?
I noticed
Well,
it
no,
with the
as in
cars.
like
Did the
it had a
police
huge
cars
effect
were
on
like-
us. I still just like focused on the story. I wasn't like
The police cars were like.
I didn't
Oh,
think of
dude.
it like Stranger Things. Like, oh, I can like Rubik's cube, bro.
Bro,
Like,
like one thing.
I just took the story as for what it was. And
Yeah.
I didn't really think about the time.
They were
Well, you
using
could tell by
Because like
looking
New
at the
York is a pretty
TVs.
like
They were using Rubik's stuff.
like rugged city. Like they always use the metro
Well, it's supposed to be Gotham.
or Gotham. Well,
But they filmed in New
shot
York.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just fired shots at New York.
You said New York's dirty.
No, I said rugged. Oh, bro, y'all just put words in my mouth.
That's a synonym.
I'm
put
gonna do a
synonyms.
Keemstar. Replay that. Roll it.
Alex.
Oh my god, bro. Bro, that would get us too much. Dude, Coca-Cola wouldn't sponsor us. And
I
G
mean,
Fuel.
G Fuel
And
sponsors
hydroplanes.
PewDiePie.
G Fuel sponsors Keemstar.
Yeah,
Really?
they do. Yeah, he's got his own flavor.
They just-
But that was obviously
they
after
just-
the whole thing.
They just
Stars
paid.
cotton
They just
candy.
paid and redid his whole office.
Yeah, this whole new setup for
Like
John
today.
Mueller. Yeah,
They just redid his.
Anyway,
renovated
back
his
to
office.
Gotham, New York. I didn't really like
Even though Alex.
even though PewDiePie went
The
on
story-
the bridge.
like the setting, the characters. Like
But
this
one
is a pretty character driven like movie,
bro.
but and I really like enjoyed it.
The
Dude.
whole
There's-
movie was
like you said, there's
character-driven.
movies. There's parts where like it made me like really like stand on the edge of my seat. And I
I
was
thought
just,
about
like,
my own life.
I felt like anxiety and shit.
That's
and then
what I
there
was
was times where I
saying,
just
dude.
kind of like caught myself like, dude, what the fuck? am
Have
I
you
watching,
have
dude?
you ever seen a movie like that where you legitimately feel like
I
stuff
never-
like that?
I've never got all those feelings.
Yeah,
from
I've,
a
neither
movie.
did I.
dude, yeah, really rarely will movies like move me, but like Breaking Bad, that shit like after I watched
didn't
the
even
final
get that.
episode, that had like me like shaken up.
I still.
And
I'm
then when
just
I-
now watching Breaking Bad, so please don't spoil.
Yeah, I
the
won't,
ending.
dude. It's great. Oh my god, I actually watched a clip of like this character's death and like fuck.
Well, I'm
It's
like,
when,
I'm on like I'm about to start season 5, and it's my
Oh,
first
dude,
time
yeah,
watching
that's
it.
good.
Yeah, that's one where.
And then the other movie that like, have you guys seen Fight Club? Have you
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Have you seen Fight Club?
I've seen clips from it. I haven't seen the full.
Damn, bro, I'll watch it with you. But there's this scene where it pretty much changes the entire story.
Oh, don't tell me, please, because I have heard about it. I've heard that there's a twist in it,
yeah.
or something
So
like
when
that.
the twist
Anything you want
happens,
to talk about,
and
just
it's
don't say it.
amazing that I still haven't heard of the twist when it's
Yeah,
like a
holy
20-year-old
shit.
movie, and I don't want to ruin that.
well, when the twist happens, like I never seen it happen in the movie before, so like I was just like, what?
I think this is the only movie that's really like done that for me.
Like
Yeah.
when you
With
feel
many
that.
emotion, like,
Well,
yeah,
I
where
felt
had, like,
I felt
emotion,
other
yeah.
emotions. Like I felt like I've had goosebumps
There
when
was
stuff
like
happening.
there was like parts of genuine laughter, like when that midget was trying to get out
That's,
after his friends got killed.
that's funny.
That
I really
was
thought he
fun.
was.
I'm
gonna
glad there
kill
was
him.
moments
I
of
thought he
comic
might
relief
too, yeah.
for
I
Joker.
thought he was just gonna be like, I don't want to witness, but then at the same time, I'm like,
He's
was it?
just,
I'm
like,
like the
scared.
Joker's so like, you know, like
Well, it made
He was
sense
still
a
in that
lot
transitional
but it
period.
still made a lot of sense to like why he wouldn't kill him, because he was
Yeah.
like, you're the only one that was ever nice to me, and that's like that kind of hits
That's good to
like
have
a
that
little
mercy
deep,
for-
you know. Because when you think about it, like he was, oh, you're the only one that was ever nice to me. So it's
Even that
it's
is
kind of
his,
like
mother.
he's
It's kind
yeah,
of like it's like people
he's
could just-
showing like self awareness that he knows that he's going down this path, and he's like not
Yeah.
afraid of it anymore. You
I don't
know,
know, dude. That's why some of the comments. Oh, well, let me read one of the Rotten Tomato comments. But yeah, people just can. It's so easy to label someone as just like crazy, but like there's parts of the movies where like he's aware of like
yeah.
a lot of the stuff that happens.
While
to
you're
him.
pulling that up, I saw this meme where they showed a picture of like the Joker, like Arthur Fleck, and he's like they showed a picture of him next to like the actress that played his like girlfriend from it,
Oh, ZZ.
Zazie Beats or
Yeah.
Zazie Beats or whatever.
She's
They
a
showed
good
they showed a picture of her, but like it was like a modeling when she went and took like model pics, and so she was obviously like it was a model like grade photo, and people were like. They were talking about the twist, how like she ended up not like liking him, and they were like, "Y'all really thought Arthur Fleck had this much game?" And it, like showed him like smiling, like how he looked, and then they showed like some model picture of her.
All right, so one of the top critic reviews, he said it was rotten, and he said Joker.
Oh, it's a rotten one.
Yeah, wait, no, there's one that I had, bro. It was just like so stupid. Yeah, there's one that by a top critic, it literally just says Joker is a movie that you ignore at your own peril. I think that's like such like
That does what?
there's like no you should just like avoid it at your own risk. And like
You ignore it.
I can't believe like a top critic who rates it rotten won't even give it like any more substance
Matthew
than just like
Raza.
this movie sucks. Yeah, call him out, Matthew Raza. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What he doing?
No, I'm
bro?
just kidding. You have
He
your own
says
opinion.
he's from Salon.com, bro.
Bro, he
Why,
worked-
why you reviewing movies? Salon.com.
Go review some hair.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, look at his hair anyway. Look at him.
Bro, he's balding.
He's balding. He's got a shit ass goatee.
That's why he's trying to find other shit to roast.
Yeah, when
'Cause
people.
he's ass.
There's a guy named Richard Brody. He doesn't even have a profile photo.
He's too
He's a top
scared.
critic. A movie of cynicism so vast and pervasive as to render the viewing experience even emptier than the slapdash aesthetic does. Oh wait, there's more. Oh, there's full reviews. I'm not gonna get into that then. But like just their one take of it.
Okay.
I don't know. You guys are all entitled to your own opinion.
Oh,
But-
there.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't want to be like I'm fucking right. That sounds so like narcissistic. But dude, there was also the cinematography was really good too. There, I think I even noticed this in the trailer was like those scenes of the stairs, like of him going up, like working against like what he'd been fighting for in his mind and like in his life. And then when he like finally embraces Joker, you know, he's kind of just like celebrating, like going down the stairs, like descending into madness.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Did you like his dance moves?
Yeah. Was he doing like an air hop at one point? Do I remember that
It's
right?
kind of like that.
He was just
He's like doing that, but he's also
Then
like
GTA
moving
like
his
a
whole
moat.
body.
He said he watched actual old dance clips from like I think it's the 50s or something.
Really?
Mhm.
I liked his little leg kicks where he's like out of
Yeah.
balance and stuff.
And he had like two.
yeah.
Would
He had
you?
two instructors?
I wish there was like just 30 minutes more. I mean, okay, I'm glad it ended the way it does, but I really wanted to see more
That's
because
the
like
thing.
you
Yeah.
see him like take the reins as Joker, and he's like, I have this
Yeah,
power
he's-
now,
he's
but I
only
never get to see him
Joker-
use it on
And
And he's
anything.
only Joker
progressively-
for like the last like 20 minutes of the movie.
He progressively like
Dude, in the way
resembled
like
him
he
more
pretty
and
much
more.
like got in
Yeah.
armor,
Which is like
and-
obvious, but I'm saying like even when he did the makeup,
like he's slightly.
even when he did the makeup and he had like the hair dyed and stuff, when he was like on the show, it was kind of like But then throughout that, like I guess he cried at one point or something, and the makeup ran down. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
he started getting beat up, like he got in the car
And
crash,
then
and then,
the
his shit was
blood,
bloody.
when he like got his mouth and he got the
That
blood,
looked
and
way
then he,
more
then
like
he
the
painted
Dark
a
Knight
smile.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh my god, when he painted this, I didn't know what he was doing. I was like, what the heck's
I
he
thought
doing?
he was gonna grab like glass or something.
Yeah.
For a second. I thought he was just gonna like do it.
No, but then he like pulled the blood out of his mouth and did a
Yeah.
smile. Did you see that at the end?
Yeah, I remember.
I kind of wish it ended there actually, like when, with him,
when
like,
he's just like with his
him
army
doing
of
that and he like
goons.
does like this and then everybody's around him and
I mean,
they're
he
like,
pretty much.
That's cool how he built
well,
like an army.
there's a
over
whole
time.
nother scene
Well, he
after
goes to the
that. He goes to the
hospital, yeah.
hospital when he's kind of there, then he runs down.
There was no post credit scene, right?
no.
Yeah, I figured there wouldn't be because it's like a standalone.
Just tell me what.
Hey, you must run out of battery.
Oh, okay.
Man,
I mean, I think we wrapped it up. I think we just got to clear up the like. I don't think it was a dream. What's it called?
The whole thing. So people
Yeah.
think like it was.
I think just the way they shot that scene was really hazy and like he's in this like.
Oh, one thing I
Insane
wanted to
asylum.
point out. Apparently, not the soundtrack because the soundtrack they had a couple songs. I was surprised that they had like some actual music. You know, like they had.
Oh, it was a pretty solid soundtrack.
They had
ACDC. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they had what was that band? They had Cream at the very end when he's like in the Cream is the band that did Sunshine of Your Love, and they did White Room is the one they played. It's when
There was a couple of the songs on it where I was like, oh shit, like I actually like.
he was
yeah,
in
I
it's
recognize
when he's in
song.
the cop car and he's like going and it's like
Yeah.
that one song playing and like everyone's going crazy. And,
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, it really, dude. It kind of. I'm pretty sure they mirrored the scene where Heath Ledger's like going out of the cop car.
Yeah, there was a lot
How
of
he's
stuff I
kinda
could
like
saw
that.
that was from other movies.
And also, I didn't notice this actually. That people took that photo where he's like looking out of the cop window, he's like smiling and everything.
oh, the
and
when
then
he's on the bus.
In the
right?
beginning, when he's on the bus and he's like sitting, he has his head out, the same exact like shot, and it's just like difference, you know.
I want to go back and see
Yeah.
that.
I want to see it. I want to see it in IMAX
Oh,
before
I
it's
haven't
out.
seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only in
top of the-
IMAX today and tomorrow, and then it's gone.
Oh shit!
They only have it
really?
for 1 week. Yeah, so I was like, I want to see it before it's out.
Trying to go back, bro.
I'll see it again, but
Tonight.
because one thing I want to hear,
I
I want
gotta work
to,
on
I want to
that.
pay attention to
Me
this. One thing, the other thing, not the soundtrack, but the score of it.
Mhm.
I heard the score like mirrors his performance. So in the beginning, how he's more kind of like timid and he kind of slowly, like turns the dial as he increases like his like insanity and delving down into that until he's eventually the Joker and it's full
Yeah.
on like everything. The score in the beginning is the whole score throughout the whole film is very unsettling. It's very like the sounds and everything but I've heard that in the beginning as it goes on, like in the beginning it's more like quiet and toned down, and like as certain things are happening more instruments are added
no, I
until the
noticed
very
that.
end, and then it's so much more
I
louder.
noticed that.
Like it's so loud by the end of the movie you hear like everything, not just like the sounds from like the guns and the fire and the chaos, but it's also like the score itself, the music is like completely like unloading at the end, matching like his performance. Like it matches throughout the whole thing if you watch it again.
Yeah, no, I thought
Yeah,
I could feel something, but I just
yeah, and by the
Yeah.
end it's just like insane.
Damn.
God, yes, I want to see that again.
Dude, I heard that whole dance scene too was like improvised. Like he was originally supposed to just go in there, like throw his gun down, and just like what did I do, and like put the gun to his face and like, try to
Oh,
kill
when he
himself.
did like some like
Yeah, but Joaquin just like did that, and they were like, oh,
he looks really like
it was like majestic, man.
you
Say
like
it
his
up.
moves.
Yeah. But they like switched the whole scene with the stairs, and he's just like, I killed them.
for a
Yeah,
second
Fortnite dances.
for a second in that scene when he's like dressed as the Joker, I was kind of confused like with the music for a second, like the music choice. They played the one from like Stadium songs.
Oh,
The
that's
dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
I think that's when he's kind of just like celebrating, like, I'm the Joker.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of surprised by it. Like, I was like, is this coming from? Oh, it's this movie, and I was like, oh, okay.
All right, yeah, I rate Joker 10 out of 10. It's uncomparable
Giving it
to
a
Heath
perfect
Ledger.
score.
It's
Yeah.
uncomparable to everything.
And it's not even like a hype movie. Like this controversy. And I
Do you
think
have
it's
like?
great.
Do you have any things you're like? Oh, I would have been better if it was like this. Any like things you didn't like? That's because we've been praising it.
I think it would be better with the parts too, but it's like a standalone.
You know,
I'd like to see more. Maybe just like
Yeah.
20 minutes more, just seeing like.
I'm sure there was
an
stuff
aftermath.
cut. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, okay, yeah, it's a Joker film, but I think they balanced it pretty well between like. Actually, it was strange seeing Thomas Wayne be like an asshole because like I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, but to his defense,
Because when I thought of Thomas Wayne, when I first saw him come in, I immediately thought of like the way Christopher Nolan did him, and like I was really like an honorable person. And, like,
Yeah. Well, I think it's also
like
from like
Thomas
different
Wayne
perspectives.
didn't match my. I
Well,
guess you can say
the main thing that we
we
saw,
never see like the side of Thomas Wayne in the restroom, like
Yeah.
treating
Because
people how he
I think
would.
everybody has like a side of them that they're not proud of. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like he.
again, it's realistic.
Yeah,
like
it's
celebrities
realistic.
will have
Obviously,
times where they're just
politicians,
Like, "Oh, fuck
yeah.
off, dude. Like,
Obviously, everybody when they're in the limelight.
but especially because of that, because the Joker's mom was like his ex-employee, and he was like, "No, she's crazy. Like she
Yeah.
adopted you," and he was like, "No, you're my fucking dad." So like, if some crazy guy approaches you in the bathroom, you're just gonna,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be necessarily nice. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
All right, you ready to wrap it up, man?
What did you think of the? We haven't talked about this real quick. The scene when he finally gets on the talk show and he's talking with.
Dude, that made me so fucking tense, bro.
I had
Yeah.
so
'Cause,
much
like,
anxiety.
Do we have time?
Yeah,
we don't talk.
Nah, got like Coven.
Yeah, this will be the last.
Is the
thing.
battery good?
You don't know, bro.
You want to switch it right now?
No, either way, it's you could wrap it up.
This is the
without-
last. This is
Okay,
like the
okay,
last
so-
scene. Like this is like
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
This is the scene that like.
Dude, yeah. So I was like, okay, he's on the talk show. He's being a little like awkward. Like I said, I felt really awkward.
Well,
Even
the
though,
whole-
like I felt like I was just in the audience watching him,
No,
and
yeah.
like he's trying to tell a joke, and like Maury's like, he's handling it pretty well.
I actually felt good. Like when he came out, I was like, "Oh shit, it's going way better than I thought."
I
Because
know.
I think it's because of the persona of the Joker. Because he was even like introduced me as the Joker. I
Yeah.
feel like he like flicks a switch and he's like a different person.
Yeah.
Because when he was all rehearsing it in his living room and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was like it was already
Oh,
cringe and everything.
Dude, I like how they
He wanted-
added like
he
an
was gonna kill
audience like
himself.
laughter and stuff. Like he was just
Yeah.
imagining his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that was already cringe and stuff. But when he came out as a Joker, he actually like played it off and he like
Yeah.
went in.
No,
and
but
stuff,
dude,
and everybody was like, "Oh."
It just made me tense because like after it fucking like it flips like completely.
Mhm.
He's like, that's why I shot those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I'm just like,
yeah.
And it's like that's
I'm
not.
like, what's
it's like,
gonna
that's not a
happen,
funny
dude?
joke.
Well, and the
It's like,
whole
oh, it's
time,
not a
like,
joke.
It's not a
Murray's
joke.
like, you're not joking, are you? And it's
Yeah.
just like.
I did.
Yeah, and the whole time I thought he was gonna kill himself on the show, which he like originally.
Yeah, dude, I had
He
no
originally
idea what was
thinking
gonna
he-
happen next.
Yeah, I
bro.
thought he might because I
Dude,
knew it was a standalone.
really made
so I was
me
like,
tense,
he
dude.
might.
And
like,
that's why I had
And
an
he had that
anxiety
gun,
'cause-
right? Because he was practicing that joke with the.
I thought what I was thinking. I thought he would kill like him or somebody, and then I thought he would kill himself.
Yeah.
Well, and isn't there a lot of instances in the comics where the Joker will die and somebody else just takes over his role because he has so many
Yeah.
followers and stuff. Somebody else is just like,
Damn.
"Oh no, I'll do it."
No, dude, that made me like really
I thought that
tense.
could
And then
happen.
I
like,
was so tense. And then when he did it, he like, what did he
Yeah.
say? He said,
he's like, I remembered it. So I was like, what do you get when you have like a. No. What do you get
How
when
do you
you
remember
cross
it?
like a mentally ill loner with a society who doesn't care about him?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like walks over.
Which
him.
He made good
get what
points.
You
so-
get what you deserve.
Yeah.
He made good
Shot.
points though.
And
Oh my
Just-
god, I want to go see it again now, dude.
yeah. And then he's
Whenever-
standing there, and he shoots him like 2 more times, like in his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
Where the fuck is security? That's what I'm saying. We can.
Well, this
We
was in the
said earlier-
80s.
He was
also.
probably just like,
We said we were gonna raid.
he just walked away.
We
He's
said
like,
we are gonna
yo.
raid Warner Bros or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it. But
Security
that's,
saw
that's
that,
how
and
the
they were like-
security is. The
they-
security didn't do shit in that situation. We don't even like. We could just walk in.
A guy.
Yeah,
No, dude,
overall.
that made me really tense.
Yeah,
And then when it
man.
happened, I was okay. Like,
And the score.
like I said, like
it's
few
getting,
movies will make me
louder.
go like, holy fuck. Even when he killed his mom, I was just like, holy fuck.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, he had like
That made
no
me jump,
remorse.
bro.
He was just
I
like,
felt.
I mean, that wasn't even his mom, then, was it?
yeah, but still.
I felt more
I
from
mean,
when
yeah.
he.
But
When you're
she
raised by-
treated him like trash, from what you've heard.
Yeah, because he was tied to like the radiator in the house. and
Yeah,
all that
I guess
stuff
we only
on
saw her in
Mars.
her weak stage where she couldn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it
No,
be.
dude, yeah, that was fucking crazy. That whole talk show, like, I really want to
That
see that
whole
again because he
scene,
gave
yeah.
some really good points of like,
He did. He was like,
he's like, if I was like,
yeah,
Yeah,
if I
go.
was dead on the side of the road or whatever, he's like,
If I was
people
like a
just walk
homeless-
by me, like nobody would notice.
like if I'm like this prestige like
Yeah.
Wayne like corporation,
yeah, he
like
was like, because they're
employee.
associated to his name, like they're magic or whatever. He's like, but if
Mhm.
I was dead, like nobody.
I think that's why a
would
lot of critics like were hating on it, and especially news media because like they want something that's like like not fake.
Well, that's
and,
kind
like,
of contesting them too. Just a movie.
yeah. It's
That
like
perspective, like
they want something
contests-
real, but when it hits too close to home, then they just bash it.
Yeah.
Man.
So fuck you seeing it. No, I'm just kidding. Start calling it.
Yeah, so
Dude.
overall,
I'm probably gonna go
movie.
see it again. If you haven't seen it, we just spoiled it for you. We're sorry, but go see it.
great movie.
Great movie. I'm excited. I really hope to see more. But
Yeah.
if this is a standalone, I'm fine either way.
Yeah, because the director, he was even saying in an interview, they were like, "Oh, so now that you're into like superhero movies, do you want to stay here or what?" And he was like, "Well, he's like, the way I see it, it's not like I found the formula and it worked, and like I'm gonna just stick with this formula." He was like, "I never intended on getting into superhero movies." He was like, "This kind of just happened." And he said he likes doing a lot of standalone movies anyways.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
he said he's probably just
That's
gonna,
good. He kind of took the Nolan route.
He
where
said
it's
he's probably
like,
just gonna
Yeah.
move on and like go with other
did
projects.
something great and just leave it how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
and that leaving people wanting more and never getting more is what makes movies great. Like these type of movies.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
that wraps it up for the Cosmic. Don't hit record. We still have to do an outro. Just wait till it dies.
This is the first episode of the Cosmic Kickback.
More episodes hopefully this month of
All the
October.
We back.
We back.
We're gonna have the
We're
spooky
gonna have new
episode,
guests. We're gonna have spooky episodes.
I'm not good enough.
We're gonna have a.
Halloween cast.
You're great. I like that. Pretty good points when you.
Gotta have the spooky episode, bro.
A lot of spooky.
We can dress up in costumes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hopefully this will be like a permanent set.
Might rock the
Let
door.
us know what you guys think about it in the comments.
Yeah, we
like
might-
suggestions for new episodes.
We might change it up. I don't know.
Should we
might.
get the
We'll see.
Chick-fil-A?
But yeah.
out,
Oh,
my
go
friend?
follow us on our social medias. I'll link those below.
Yeah.
Josh is gonna be running them, updating you with stuff and all that. But besides that, you have anything else to say?
It's the kickback.
The kickback.
You trying to
Oh.
you trying to wrap it up for us, Cody?
I think I did a good enough job.
Hey, Cody, say.
Should I shout out my Tinder?
We'll end it on Cody.
Shout out my
You
Tinder.
don't even have a Tinder username. They just find you on Tinder.
Yeah.
You don't look someone up on Tinder.
Just know that I'm there and find it.